From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Kruger. The winds are finally starting to die down. A little breezy for some of us this morning here, but I do expect weaker winds for the rest of the week. Weaker winds for the rest of the week. There we go. Slightly warmer and dry through Friday. I do expect a slight chance for some of those weekend sprinkles, maybe a light shower. I can tell you this weekend is just very much, for lack of a better term, up in the air. I'm going to call it more of a cooler and unsettled weather pattern for the weekend, and even more cool and more unsettled for next week. And you'll see what I'm talking about, because we do have a better chance for some of that rain coming in and that mountain snow on Monday. That's kind of the main event. And then after that, we'll be looking at off and on chances for showers. All right, here's your neighborhood forecast. At a quick glance here, temperatures low 70s in the valley, temperatures low 70s in Trinity County. And you can see in the 50s for many of the higher elevations, although in Siskiyou County, maybe some low 60s and some low 60s for the coast. And we take a look at the winds. Isn't this nice to finally start to see, just not seeing many colors on the map here. We're seeing small numbers indicating the weaker winds for the most part, 5 to 10 miles per hour later on this afternoon and evening, and of course for your Friday and Saturday, although the winds may pick up a little bit here as that weak system moves through on Saturday. And what weak system am I talking about? Well, it's off to our west right here. So we've got this cold front right here, but eventually this, what we call a trough, this will eventually turn into a cold front. This will catch up with this cold front. They'll kind of catch up with one another and develop its own storm system. This is what's expected to be here sometime around Saturday into Sunday. And that is what's eventually going to maybe bring us some showers. And I want to show you Futurecast, because this particular forecast model has been fairly aggressive with the potential for showers on Saturday, maybe even Sunday. But we look at now the latest forecast model, it's keeping it dry, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's take you into the next couple of days. The area of high pressure kind of shifts to the south and east. Everything's fine, right? So we're going to be looking at beautiful, beautiful weather in store for us today and tomorrow. The wind's much calmer, slightly warmer temperatures. You saw that cold front I was telling you about? There it is right there. You see how it just kind of breaks apart? Now, if we were looking at the European forecast model, which by the way, all week long has been keeping us dry over the weekend, it's now more aggressive on the potential for showers Saturday night into Sunday. And we look at this model, which has been very aggressive with the rain all weekend. Now it's just breaking apart and not showing really any rainfall. So here's what I'm going to call for, because as you see, as we go into Sunday again, not much going on here, showing dry conditions. So here's what I'm going to call for the weekend. Cooler and unsettled. And what we'll see here is kind of a partly to mostly cloudy skies. You'll see some breaks in the clouds, more sunshine at times. And there will be times you could see a passing sprinkle. Now, the best chances for that, I would say, would be Saturday evening, especially for the coast, maybe even some measurable rainfall in some of the inland areas. As that pushes through Saturday night, we're talking about the potential for some of that coming into the valley in the form of probably a stray sprinkle, maybe a light shower, and then even into Sunday as well. But it's Monday. This is the main event right here. And I got to tell you, the long-range forecast model has been very consistent with that solution of a wet weather, that is, on Monday. And snow, obviously, in the mountains. So really, when we look at this is basically opening up the storm door, because there are more storms off to our west. And yes, it's going to be off and on, but we could see some more activity lingering into Tuesday, maybe a break on Wednesday with more rain coming in Thursday. Now, the timing, the intensity of these systems coming through next week, that's all going to change. But bottom line, cool and unsettled for next week. In fact, we take a look at some of the rainfall estimates, and I typically don't like to do this, but I just want to show you that the forecast models are certainly picking up on some substantial rainfall. And what's the typical footprint? What do we typically see with these types of storms? They come from the north-northwest, or actually come from the west-northwest, right? Heaviest rainfall, it dumps the rain on the coast. As it moves over the mountains, the coastal range, the Marble Mountains, we start to see the storm, even when it's strong, it weakens a little bit at least. So it depends on how strong the storm is, but it tends to weaken. So we see the most rain, especially to the north and west, even along the coast, and then heading east where you start seeing less and less, and even into the eastern mountains, typically less rainfall as well. But I mean, we're talking maybe a ½ inch to an inch for parts of the valley, maybe a bit less than that up towards Modoc and Lassen counties. But I mean, we're talking here, a couple of inches is not out of the question when we're talking about that rain. And this is through next Wednesday, by the way. So it's going to combine what we may see over the weekend, especially Monday, and then into Tuesday as well with that break on Wednesday. All right, so there you can see your forecast for your Thursday. Low 70s for most of us in the valley. We're talking 50s, maybe even some low 60s for some of the higher elevations. Although in Trinity County, low 70s, mid 70s for the inland areas, and we've got those low 60s for the coast. All right, so looking at your 7-day outlook for the valley, we're talking about temperatures kind of going up and down a little bit here, but basically you're going to see just a gradual downward trend over the next several days. Low 70s. You can see here Thursday, Friday, dry. Saturday, Sunday, mainly dry. If you see anything in the valley, it will be Saturday night, possibly into Sunday, but don't count on much, if anything. Better chance for rain on Monday. That could linger into Tuesday, and then maybe a break on Wednesday. Taking a look at your coast, inland, and Trinity County, dry through Friday. Now, where we could see better chances for Saturday, Sunday will be the coast and inland. Otherwise, Weaverville, I'm keeping you dry. But again, much like that of the valley, maybe a passing sprinkle, light shower for Saturday night, and then even for parts of Sunday as well. But better chances for rain Monday, lingering into Tuesday, and for now, I'm going to keep it dry for Wednesday with maybe more rain coming in next Thursday. But, you know, again, the timing and intensity of all that's going to change. Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains were mainly dry as well. Even through the weekend, again, those chances Saturday night into Sunday. The main event on Monday, lingering showers Tuesday, drying out by next Wednesday. Well, that's your afternoon update. I'll be back again this evening at 6 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.